Is it the weekend yet? I like that one. I think we got a ways to go, don't we? I think so. Well, Xavier McDaniel had 3 buckets tonight out of 12 shots. Normally a 49% shooter. What does that tell you?
One 976 now at any Seattle Public Library. This is like the Mariners every year. Every year the Mariners, they come up to the All-Star break and then they collapse. And
that's right.
That's what happens. And the Sonics now are really in trouble.
This was kind of on both sides of the All-Star break.
Boy, they're just having a heck of a time.
Didn't start a while ago. Yeah. Losses continued them out on the rocky road trip for the Supersonics. Beaten tonight by Indiana, and John Long, the former Supersonic, who led the Pacers at 29. 105-88 is the final. It isn't pretty, and from the start it isn't pretty. Watch John Long here, outside the three-point line, inside, and hits the 17-footer. Now, Seattle had their chances, but nothing falls tonight. And when they don't get back on defense, look who's back there. Vern Fleming, all alone to the hoop, and Seattle trails by 16. Now, the Sonics had a run in the third quarter. Nate McMillan, beautiful dish pass to the X-Man, who's there and slams it home. Scoops within 12. What is this guy thinking about? Bernie Bickerstaff. Could be the start of something big? Could be. 17-footer. Dale Ellis scores. They're within 8. It's 63-55. But the Pacers come out smoking in the fourth quarter and beat Seattle tonight 105-88. The Weary Sonics out of Detroit tomorrow night. Now, 5 other games in the NBA look this way. Boston had a 2-game losing streak. It didn't last long. The final tonight, 113-96, and the Celtics come back and win. Philly beat Golden State. Cleveland playing pretty good ball under Lenny Wilkins, beat Sacramento tonight. The Lakers had a field day. Magic Johnson, 37 and 16 assists as they beat Denver. And Terry Cummings had 35 as Milwaukee beat Utah 113-109. Well, high school playoffs are certainly going on this time of year. Blanchette Sammamish, this is a bucket by Chris Sheehan, and Blanchette has a 39-33 lead in the second quarter. Watch here, Mike Hevitt hits the baseline jumper. Not a replay. Matt Burns does the same thing. The Totems trail by 4. The fans smell an upset, but the Braves increased the margin from the free throw line, and Blanchette has only to run out the clock for a 66-63 win over Sammamish. Now, Blanchette advances to the district finals against Bellevue Friday. Sammamish calls it a season. The top 10 tonight looks this way. We've got some scores. Did North Carolina need to show up? Look at that, 118-65, not close. DePaul is a winner. Ohio State loses to Iowa, and Georgetown pulls out one. 65-52. Clemson down Wake Forest 87-71. And a women's score right here at home. SPU a 1-point winner over PLU 58-57. Latest arbitration war today. Boston pitcher Oil Can Boyd loses. He'll play for a mere $550,000 this year. If you're keeping track, that is 7 rulings in favor of the players, while the owners have won 14. There are 8 to go.
Well, you'd sure like to be around Oil Can Boyd when he found out he lost the arbitration. You might have taken somebody out. Listen, John Long, the former Supersonic, of course, you'll find him in the record books.
Yeah,
his illustrious career.
Yeah, right. Won't be found in the record book only because he was here like 3 days. Remember, they traded him from Detroit, then they sent him on to Indiana for a draft choice in Terrence Stansberry. But only you buffs would know that, right? The guys,
we buffs. Thank you, Oil Can Boyd. Still ahead tonight, combined TV star Michael J. Fox, the little one, and rock star Joan Jett. And what do you get?
Friday morning at 9 on Cairo TV.
Guys over in radio, known officially as Cairo News Radio 71, the longest name in radio. I've been working on a story tonight. The Seattle Yacht Club is not only trying to bring the America's Cup to Seattle, but it's trying to bring the Stars and Stripes, the boat, and Dennis Conner for the opening day of boating season next year. Wouldn't that be terrific?
Fun. You betcha. Have the big guy in town for the opening day.
Yeah, it would be nice.
And if we could just get the day off, we'll be in good shape.
Well, it's Saturday. I can get the day off.
Oh, you do. Well, basketball is our first story tonight, and boy, this one you have to see. Huskies went to the wire with Arizona State, and the game decided by a 3-point shot late. You have to see it, as I said, to believe it. We pick it up first half. Eldridge Kasner finds Phil Zevenbergen. Huskies open an early lead. Now, Chris Velp will come up with the drive and the lay-in. This is a nice move, an NBA move for a center, and the Huskies have a nice, comfortable lead. But it goes to 12 points in the second half for Kasner with a driving lay-in, 53-41, but the Sun Devils battle back to the end. Velp will hit the shot here. 34 seconds to go. It's 70-68 Huskies. But the Huskies miscue the inbounds. Look at the ball went through Greg Hill's legs. Arthur Thomas is the three-pointer. ASU has the lead at 71-70. Andy Rooster can't believe what has happened. We'll take another look at it. You won't believe this. Look at Vedato inbounds to Greg Hill. The ball goes right through his legs. Arthur Thomas comes up with the ball, trailing by 2. Bingo hits the three-pointer. ASU is on top by 1. The Huskies try for the winning shot. Watch Al Mascatel drive into the key. Up goes the ball. It comes back. ASU has the ball, and the win, unbelievably, 71-70. And that doesn't get any better for the Huskies. All right, the other scores tonight in the Pac-10, Arizona on top of State by a whole bunch there. UCLA beats OSU, as you see, and Oregon a 2-point winner over USC. Well, we did find you a winner tonight. The Husky women had a little easier time against ASU. Second half, Yvette Cole pumps one up and drops it down. Now, Cole is open for the 5-footer right here. Yvette had 23 points on the night. Lisa Rashkow, another good night for her. 15-footer right here. Huskies lead by 12 with just a little bit to go. And good ball movement. The Husky women, believe it or not, Lisa Oriard here scores, have won 40 straight games at home. Once again, the final tonight, Huskies 85-63. It wasn't close over ASU. Well, for a while, it looked like the Supersonics would put an end to that 7-game losing streak tonight in Detroit. If you remember on the 5 o'clock news, they were leading by 9. Well, it didn't end up that way. 117-105 was the final. The Pistons and the Sonics lost number 8 in a row. It's almost unbelievable. It's going bad for the Supers. First half, Tommy Chambers hits the alley-oop right there. The pass from Nate McMillan. The X had a good first half. He scored 29 points. Dale Ellis comes up with a jammer from McDaniel. Ellis had 31, at least over his average. But in the third quarter, the Pistons really take control. Joe Dumars with a shot there. And watch this. This has to be the shot of the game, if not one of the year. Isaiah Thomas, almost on his back, cans one. And Detroit beats the Supers 117-105. There were 4 other games in the NBA. Boston a winner over Houston, as you can see there. Portland a winner over Phoenix. It was New York 120 and Cleveland 105. And Golden State beat Jersey by 4, 110-106. As we promised you on the early show, we'd bring you up to date on how Hugh Miller of Mercer Island is doing. He is in first place after 4 rounds of the Pro Bowlers Open in Florida. Miller has a 75-pin lead over his nearest challenger. And to keep you up to date on the arbitration hearings, Ron Darling wins his today. The Mets pitcher wins $1.5 million. And another baseball note, Vida Blue has called it a career after reporting to the A's training camp today.
$1.5 million. The guy won 15 games. I mean, that's not a great year.
That is
not a bad year.
That is 100, what is that? That's 100,000 a win.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad work if you can get it, but then neither is this.
Today, Linden Christian, East Valley, South Whidbey, Raymond, and Foster. Tonight's action, Nooksack Valley beat Medical Lake 64-58. Hold it now. Nooksack Valley, there it is. It was 64-58. Nooksack Valley, the winner in that tournament. That's what I have on my copy. And in the other game, Ridgefield beat Connell 55-53. Goldendale playing Ilwaco. Class B girls, Class B back at Spokane. Winners today, White Swan, Watson Gruen Christian, Seattle Lutheran, Ritzville, Pico Oaksville, Liberty Spangle, and Colonial Hunters won. Now, there's a rundown of all of the games that are possibly being played, you think? No, still games going on. And our own Gary Spinnell is live at the Class A for the final game of the day in the girls and boys Class A. Gary?
Well, is it morning yet, Wade? It seems like it. I've been down here most of the day, and we'll have cameraman Dick Marshall pan over here, and you will see some of the Seattle Christian Blaine game. They're in the third quarter, so we might be playing until after midnight. And right now, Blaine has a 31-24 lead. Make it 26 as Seattle Christian has just scored. Now, remember, the old days used to be at PLU and UPS when they had 2 games on tap. We'll ask Dick to switch the camera over here, and we'll pick up some of the girls' action. And right now, it is Goldendale losing to Ilwaco, and that score right now, as we peek in on their game, Ilwaco 29 and Goldendale 17. They're in the fourth quarter with about 7:45 to go. So a lot of action. There were 8 boys games yesterday or today, and there'll be 8 more games tomorrow. So it should be a fun time. If you want to see some basketball, and boy, haven't we today, and more tomorrow, this is the place to be in the Tacoma Dome.
Gary, thank you. Great report. Bring those final scores back in with you, will you?
I sure will.
I don't even know how you can hear it. It gets rowdy down there, to say the least. Well, Stanford will be the Huskies' opponent in the first ever Pac-10 basketball tournament that starts tomorrow night with 7th playing 10th and 8th playing 9th. And, of course, on Friday night, we'll have the game at 7 o'clock on Cairo News Radio 71 with Pete Gross. It'll start at 6:30, game at 7, Stanford and the Huskies. More about that tomorrow.
Looking forward to that.
All-around ball.
Boy, aren't you going to have fun on Friday when they get double A and triple A involved? Golly. We're not going to have enough time for the numbers. Harry Whopper not feeling the greatest tonight. I think it's because the rain stopped. You know how much he loves it. He was so disappointed and emotional letdown. John Collins is here.
Rain, well, we have more to talk about, although today wasn't all that bad, and it was warm. We'll see you in a minute.